You have been losing in life because it is not the smart who win, but the bold. I'm going to show you how you can start to grab life by the balls again, by killing your habit of overthinking permanently. But first, you need to know a quick story. I'm 21 years old, I'm pacing around my room, and if you were to look at me, you would think this man has just been in a car crash. Because I'm freaking the fuck out, bro. My heart's going so fast, I'm sweating, I'm pacing. But it wasn't a car accident that got me in a frenzy, it wasn't some emergency. It's the fact that I have a contact screen up on my phone, and it reads Elaine, and my thumb is just hovering over the call button. And I'm pacing my small apartment back and forth, just hoping maybe I'll stumble and hit the call button and put myself out of this misery. And I kid you not, bro, I'm doing this for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just pacing, thinking, saying, oh my God, what's going to happen? She's out with her friends right now. What if I'm bothering her? What if she says no? We're coworkers. What are all of our coworkers going to think? Is work about to become hell for me? I keep having all these what ifs pop into my brain again and again and bombard me. And it's actual hell. And it's not the first time that I've recognized myself in this overthinking spiral. But it is the first time that I was able to successfully overcome it. This moment is the first time I'm able to consciously shut off overthinking like a light switch. I use a few tactics I've learned. I shut off overthinking and I hit the call button. Hello? Elaine, listen, I'd like to take you on a date sometime. How does that sound? What? Would you like to go on a date with me? And for a second the phone goes silent. And I'm like, holy shit, this is it. My life is over. I'm fucking doomed. All of my coworkers are going to razz me. I'm going to be the laughingstock of all of my friend groups. And then I hear some stuttering, some stammering over the phone. Oh my God, yes! Yeah! No, let's do it! This is not what she sounded like at all, by the way. And immediately my adrenaline shoots, bro. I'm on top of the fucking world. And my voice is shaking when I start to hang up. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll text you, and I'll let you know. And I hang up the phone. I am jumping around my room at this point because not only was that the first time that I asked a girl out, at the ripe age of 21. Before this, it had always been the girl who made the first move, but I did it this time. Not only that, but I overcame something I was afraid of, and I was on top of the world because of that. I'll tell you, bro, I let out the biggest, let's go, right after hanging up that call. And this is the moment that I realized the real power that becoming someone who doesn't overthink actually has. And of course it was a lesson I learned with girls, bro. Of course it was. And the only reason that I got this big win was because when I was 14, 16, 17, 20, there were dozens, maybe hundreds of girls that I let slip by. Girls I liked in my classes, maybe girls I saw at coffee shops or band meets. But I never said a damn thing because I couldn't get my mind to stop overthinking. And even on the few times I did try, it's like I couldn't speak. The words in my head would be going so fast. It's like my words would come out soft and I fumbled it every single time. And at night, oh man, at night, that was the worst part. It was because I would keep myself awake every single night, tossing and turning in bed, thinking about all the ways that I'd fucked up a conversation, all the mistakes that I had made that day, all the embarrassing things that I did. And bro, if this story sounds familiar, it's because overthinking has a chokehold on you. And it's not your fault, bro. It's not your fault because the way that our generation was raised, on top of the fact that everything seems to be posted on social media, it seems like every social move has huge consequences. And it means that we are dealing with a new problem that hasn't been faced in previous generations. And the knowledge that's already out there is lacking, bro. And yeah, I'm no certified psychologist, but I will bet that you've seen similar videos on the same topic and they haven't worked, bro. The top 3 therapy hacks haven't done shit. But that's not because you can't change. It's simply because of the fact that the people who have the degrees, who have studied the brain, right, who know exactly how the neurotransmitters carry signals that influence the amygdala, they're great, but they don't understand us. They haven't been through the years of pain that you and I have, of being stepped on, settling for mediocrity over and over again because we used to have this shit belief that it's all that we deserved. It's all that we could get. But that's not all that you can get, bro. The life that you want is out there. The girl you want next to you, the success in the side hustle, the friend group who respects you and looks up to you. They're out there. They exist now. But you have to become the kind of guy who can claim that life. And the key to doing so is through killing that side of yourself that's holding you back, the side of yourself that doubts you. You must kill overthinking. If you don't already know me, my name is Grenoble, and this isn't a YouTube channel. This is a gang. We were a group of like-minded young men no longer settling for the monotony and depression of living a life with average social skills. And if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now so you don't miss a thing. Our mission is to create 100,000 social celebrities by the end of 2025. My promise to you is that by the end of this video, you will not only understand why overthinking has been limiting your life so far, but you will have the exact steps to overcome it and start getting what you truly want out of life again. And when I fulfill that promise for you, bro, consider my mentorship. I'll speak more on it after the final tactic, the one that changed my life the most at the end of this video. But before we get into the exact steps, you need to know a few things. First, that the education system has lied to you. You've been told that the more that you think, the more that you learn. False. The less that you think, the more that you learn. Because in real life, you don't learn through studying. You don't learn through thinking really hard. You learn through acting. You take action, you feel real world consequences, and you adapt. Because the real world doesn't look like a pop quiz, bro. The real world looks like you putting your life savings into a side hustle, and it fails. You lose it all. It looks like getting rejected by the girl that you've been crushing on. That's real life. But because the only way that you learned growing up is through studying, you watch YouTube videos. You read WikiHow articles, maybe even read books. But it's a distraction if you tell yourself, I just need another article. I just need that one more YouTube secret, that one perfect book. It's not out there, bro. This is your own method of procrastination. Because you tell yourself, as long as you don't know enough, you don't have to act. When you have the habit of delaying action, you're constantly putting your brain in this state of limbo every single day. Every time that you have a chance to get what you want, you think, maybe I should approach that girl. But maybe I just need one more tactic. Maybe I just need one more thing to learn. Because what if this happens? What if she ignores me? What if she says she has a boyfriend? I don't know the exact line to say. You can keep stressing yourself out like this and never acting, or you can just do the damn thing, bro. If you are scared, good. Do it scared. Because once you become the kind of guy who acts despite fear, your life immediately gets better. Yes, you will get rejected. Yes, you will fail the side hustle. But guess what, bro? You try again. And maybe you took a lesson from the last failure, so you don't strike out as bad. Maybe you don't lose all your money this time, you just about break even. But the only way to reach success in any area of your life is to rack up enough failures beforehand. And this is a fact that you must accept. And the reason this works is because there are 3 phases to any situation. There's planning, action, and review. Right now you're spending all of your time in the planning phase, thinking what if? But you can't learn anything from a plan. You learn from experience. When you shift the majority of your thinking to the review phase, you remove the barrier to action to get the experience you actually needed to learn in the first place. Next, there are 2 places you need to attack to stop overthinking. First, you have to stop reliving the past. Second, you have to stop predicting the future. We're going to tackle both with separate tactics. Finally, you must realize that your thinking is what defines the world around you. If you think that everyone around you dislikes you, they will. If you think that you could never get a girl to like you, you won't. Because when you define a specific outcome to be true, your brain will feed you all the evidence it needs to make it so. An example of this is if I say, there are more red cars out today. When you're on the highway, you're going to notice more red cars. And this is a good thing because your thinking patterns are nothing more than habits. And habits can be changed. Meaning, when we change how you think, we will change the world around you. Great, now you know the basics. Let's get into the practical steps you can do right now to start grabbing life by the balls again. Step 1 is setting the past in stone. What's done is done. No matter the mistakes that you've made, no matter what's happened to you in the past, you cannot change that now. And you know this, so why do you try to? Because the guilt and regret that you feel about any past action, any past decision, is your attempt to change it. Your overthinking is there because you are attempting to change what happened because you feel bad. And the first time I realized this, it felt so silly, but also hit me like a bus, because it was so true. I realized how much time I had been wasting in my life trying to change what was already done. What I didn't tell you earlier, because it makes me look kind of like a bad person, is that I broke a girl's heart before I called her lame. A girl I dated for years before that moment, who loved me more than anyone ever had. I ended things with her because I wanted to see other people. It wasn't the only reason, but it was a big one. And it really messed her up. And we were both still in the international club on our college campus. And we're cleaning up one night after we hosted an American Thanksgiving night for the international students. And I could just see in her face how tough it was for her just to be around me. In fact, that night she drove to the hospital and just sat there in the parking lot for hours debating if she needs to go in. And I used to think about Callie a lot. And I still do, to be honest. But I no longer feel so much guilt and regret about it, because I realized I can't change it. I made that decision and the consequences happened. I can't change it. The only way that I was able to move on was through forgiveness. And sure, whenever you realize you fuck up, you've been a dick, it's good to ask the person for forgiveness. But more importantly is that you forgive yourself first, because honestly, that's the only forgiveness that matters. To do this, use a practice that I call deep journaling. This is where you get to the root of your problem or troubling emotion by continually asking why. And once you understand the deep root cause of your feeling, why you've been stuck in this overthinking pattern, you unlock the ability to choose rationally. You're able to now think, does this emotion serve me? Does this thinking pattern serve me? Or is it that I'm just trying to change what I cannot? It's kind of like pulling out weeds. You have to do it by the root. And as soon as you do this, you're able to set the past in stone. You gain the ability to learn and grow from your mistakes by killing the past version of you that has been holding you back until now. Step 2 is shattering the crystal ball. You are not fucking Zoltar, bro. Stop trying to read the future. The reason you keep being bombarded by what ifs is because you have this idea that you have to be perfect. It's likely from being told over and over again as a kid that you weren't enough in some form or another. And I'm sorry that that happened, bro, and you're not alone. But you have to realize that you are not stuck in the patterns that you developed as a child. Your parents are not a reflection of the real world. They're just two imperfect people. Because in the real world, people are pretty accepting for the most part. In the real world, people aren't perfect. In the real world, people make mistakes and they learn from them. It's not only okay, but it's required to grow. And there's no special line that's going to make people like you. No perfect business plan that's going to make sure your side hustle doesn't fail. You have to choose the best path to your knowledge and bet on it. And from there, you act, learn, and improve. Because mistakes and negative feedback aren't a bad thing. They just let you know how to correct course for the future. To stop living in the anxiety of the future, you have to start to practice mindfulness. And a lot of people throw that word around, mindfulness, but like, what the fuck does it actually mean? Mindfulness, really simply, is just leveling up the skill that allows you to catch yourself every time that you start overthinking. And when you have the skill, instead of overthinking the same problem for hours on end, sometimes, if you're like me, for days, you're able to catch yourself in minutes. Imagine how much stress and mental power that you save by doing that. And imagine what you can start to put that power into once you master this skill. And the most bang for your buck way to level up mindfulness is through meditation. And you already know to meditate, you already know to download one of the free apps and just follow it. But you can't just do it once or twice, bro. You have to become the kind of person who just accepts, it's just something I do now. I will be the guy who meditates for 5 minutes, 10 minutes every single day for the rest of my life. Because meditation is only going to change the wiring of your brain if you give it enough time to. And if you do this, not only are you going to be more free from negative thinking, but your social skills are immediately going to improve. Because presence and conversation is one of the most important aspects of charisma. Now, I've been excited for this one, boys. Step 3 is unlocking auto-correction. This is the step that has changed my life the most, and it's how you kill overthinking permanently. This is the last step because it's the most powerful. It's also the most advanced. Because you now know that the outer world is just a reflection of your mind, if we consciously change how you think, we change your outer world. How would your life change if all of your negative thoughts were replaced by positive ones? Do you think you'd approach the girl? Do you think you'd make those new friends? Would you start the business? Yeah, you probably would. And every setback that you face would look like an opportunity. This is how the people who seem to have everything in life, this is how they think. And it's why they're unafraid to act. It's because they have unlocked this auto-correction. And when you level up your mindfulness so that you can start catching yourself in negative thinking loops, which doesn't take that long, honestly, you can start to change the pattern. You do this by manually putting the thought in your head that is the opposite, positive version of the negative thought you just realized you were having. If you catch yourself in the thought, oh man, I've been a terrible friend lately, manually put into your head, I'm surrounded by people who love me. I am a good friend. Because when you do, you don't want to seem incongruent with yourself. So your mind naturally starts to find all of the reasons why that fact would be true. Your mind is on your side. It tries to prove you right now, and it becomes your reality. Do this enough times and it just becomes habit. You don't even have to think about it anymore. As soon as you get that negative thought, immediately you replace it with a positive. And you know that you've unlocked autocorrection when the things that used to bother you don't really have an effect anymore. You no longer think so much before speaking to a new friend. You're not so worried about what that girl you're going up to talk to is gonna say. And it's because you were automatically fighting against these negative thoughts, interrupting the pattern of overthinking. By doing this, you start to automatically improve your self-image every single day. You basically set yourself to auto-improvement. Fuck, bro. That's huge. And it takes some time. This won't be a quick fix, but it will be the fix. Meaning you won't have to watch another YouTube video. You're not going to have to look up another article. You're not going to have to struggle with these same overthinking patterns that have been limiting your potential. And even though I struggled for years in my life, I'm no longer an overthinker. I've changed to become someone who takes bold action pretty naturally. And it is one of the best things that I've ever done for my day-to-day happiness and social life. And it's by following those 3 exact steps that I did it. And now it's your turn. Your action step from this video is to download a meditation app. It can be any one of them. I use this one. But put it on your phone as a reminder of your new commitment to yourself. That you are creating the life that you want for yourself because you are killing overthinking permanently. And I've now fulfilled the promise I made to you at the beginning of this video. And if it was helpful to you, click the first link in the description right now to see if it'd be a good fit for my mentorship program, where you can power level your social life by skipping over the years of regrets and pain and embarrassment that I had to experience to learn what I did. I'll just tell you the secrets personalized to you instead. It's basically a real life cheat code, kind of a no-brainer, and it means that I can afford my monthly bean allowance. Click the link right now so you can get in before my spots for the month fill up. Go ahead and leave a like or save this video to a playlist so you can come back to it as you implement each step. And go ahead and leave a comment about your journey so far or the next step that you are about to take, because not only do your comments inspire me, but they inspire every man who's only one step behind you. So act now, bro, and become unstoppable.